And now I would like to invite a couple of other interesting guests to the stage. Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, Arkady Dvorkovich, and Pekka Viljakainen, who is, I don't know how to call him, but he's a man behind of startups in Russia.
Okay, so let's have a seat.
Sure.
Wherever, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of me, on behalf of Slush team also from my side, you are warmly welcome today here. We have now 10 minutes to have a hard talk with the bulldozer, meaning me, and without any compliments or any special, we go directly to the point. Jyrki, what do you think? Is something changing in the world because instead of ordinary issues or ordinary problems, a lot of is happening in the startup phase. You, for example, you were 2 weeks ago in Moscow Open Innovation Forum, doing the same thing in Russia. Is the world changing?
Yeah, the world is changing. Actually, the world is becoming smaller and smaller. And not only in Finland, but also in other countries, the traditional industry is in changing process. For instance, paper is not used as much as before because people are using iPads and digital equipment to read news, for instance. And that's why traditional industry need to reshape and renew, and there the innovations and new ideas comes to the picture. And also, world is more open than before. When looking at, for instance, China, it gives new opportunities. When looking at the other parts of the world, it gives new opportunities for growing business. And also, I would like to mention one additional thing, which is the constant need and endless demand for cleaner technologies. For instance, clean energy-saving technologies, and also healthcare technology. So, the world is full of opportunities, and that's why, innovations and entrepreneurship is taking a bigger role.
Yeah, Arkady, you know, I am a Finn, and I'm the proud taxpayer. I would say quite high taxpayer here in Finland, but I work in Russia, and sometimes people in Russia, and especially people from abroad, US, is asking that why the heck, for example, a guy like you, or we have 400 startups from Russia is in Helsinki, why this kind of a collaboration with the huge 140 million people nation with the small Mickey Mouse country like Finland is important?
Well, come on, no country is a Mickey Mouse country. Finland is a great country and great neighbor for us. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Prime Minister, for the warm words. Well, it's about focus. I'm sure that somewhere in Russia and around the world today there are some conferences on oil and gas, on coal, on transportation, or food. But we know about those things. We don't need to go to another conference about oil and gas to find out what to do with oil and gas. We have knowledge and experience about oil and gas, but what we don't have is enough knowledge about startups and how to build new businesses, thousands of businesses that can give us another percentage point of GDP in a few years. So that's about the new focus we are having. And if the world is here today, I should be here today, not somewhere else.
Yeah. Jyrki, we were ranked, Finland was ranked high or very heated startup city in Europe. Is it because of our climate and the polar bears and the closeness of Russia why we are so good in this particular area?
Actually, we don't have polar bears, so it must be a climate.
It's a climate. I think it's a climate.
Or then it's Russia. But I think it's because of enthusiastic individuals. For some reason, there has been positive, forward-looking individuals who have believed in the future so much that they have wanted to arrange something like this. The other, maybe a little bit more pragmatic view to this question is that our universities have changed and they have given better surrounding for entrepreneurship. And also we have paid attention to entrepreneurship education in the long run. But everything goes or comes from individuals. And long-standing investments to innovations, to education, to research, and competitiveness maybe creates this current feeling that also entrepreneurship is growing.
Arkady, many people, for example, from Finland has visited St. Petersburg for have a nice holiday there, weekends and so forth. Everybody knows that Moscow is the economic center of Russia, but it's not all of Russia. So the question is, what is the plan? I mean, what should be done, or what will be done to really get it going across the Russia?
Right, Russia is the biggest country in the world by the territory, and it's not just Moscow and St. Petersburg. And we have great places and great universities and great people all around the country, from Kaliningrad and St. Petersburg to Sochi and Vladivostok or Sakhalin Island. And everywhere there are people who want to create something new, who want to live better, who can address the basic demands of people in Russia and around the world. And the basic demands are clear. People want to be healthy, people want to be secure in all senses of this word, people want to be informed and be connected with the rest of the world. The problem is that only Moscow and St. Petersburg have enough openness to the rest of the world to learn from everyone else. So the idea is to pass the experience that we already have in Moscow and St. Pete, the rest of the country, by going away from capitals. One of the ideas that you, Pekka, of course, know very well, and you are one of the leaders of, is the next year startup tour. We will be having in 25 cities around Russia. We already had one this year with 16 cities, ending with startup village near Moscow, with a few thousand people participating. Next year is 25 cities. And with a partnership with Europe, in particular Finland and China, who will join us in this effort. So we'll cover at least half of Russia with that effort. And we will make people informed about new opportunities, new ways how to create startups, how to do business, how to get together with people who have money, who have ideas, who have technologies, and create something new for the market.
Yesterday we had a big investor event, and there was a specific question from an American investor who is sitting here in the audience, and I promised him to make a question for Mr. Dvorkovich. Is there something what has happened? I know that it's a little bit provocative from this Silicon Valley guy, but is there something what has happened in the investment climate or legislation in the past years? I mean, because if you read newspapers that everything is kind of the same and it's risky to invest. What do you say from the practical standpoint for the investors investing for high tech?
Let's look at Russia 10 years ago. Our GDP was 2 times smaller, and most of the growth came not from oil and gas. Most of the growth came from services, new technologies, and new market opportunities. Look at the legislation. 10 years ago, we couldn't, or 13 years ago, we couldn't buy or sell land in Russia. Now we can buy and sell land. That's important. Yeah. We have flat income tax, 13%. Very convenient for people. You have to pay just 1-3. That's it. You are protected in terms of working in the financial markets with hard currency. Your dividends are protected. You can pay dividends, and dividend taxes are very low for actually for innovation companies. In many cases, it's zero dividend tax, provided long-term position in the market. And many other things, but the most important thing is that during the last 5 years, we made innovations the priority. And while 5 years ago, people were at the universities creating ideas, but they didn't know how to use those ideas. Now we have hundreds of companies here. We have tens of thousands of companies around Russia who already took the ideas from the universities, from the Russian Academy of Science, and trying to commercialize those.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. One important question for the whole of the audience. I don't know how many knows, but Russia has already been a year and a half the biggest internet user in Europe, the biggest internet nation, and it's 140 million consumers. Jyrki, what do you think? Why I see so few Finnish consumer products or media products? Okay, of course we have these global games, but I mean other services coming from Europe in general to the Russian market, because there is no legal problem or anything like that. What was the reason, the barrier?
I think there is not any single rational reasons. It's probably because of things have just not happened yet. But there is no reason why this couldn't happen. And I'm sure that, for instance, this event will create new opportunities. And Russia has changed. You are investing more in business surrounding, and people are more curious to see new markets. So I'm pretty sure that this will develop. So it's difficult to see any rational behind it.
Yeah.
Well, there are some reasons. If you're talking about 140 million people market, then well, there is language barrier. I would say maybe 30 million can speak English, but 100 million,
yeah,
well, probably still a problem. So there is language barrier. There's barrier related to standards. We have some different standards in some areas, and not easy to adapt some of the European practices to Russia, and vice versa. And we have psychological barriers as well. Russia is opening more and more. Russia is an open country, but not all people are open enough to adopt new things from around the world. But we are learning. It's getting very quickly.
I think people are hungry to start listening actual startups. We are just the bureaucrats here. So instead of making a 60 seconds answer, I want to have a 30 seconds answer. And Mr. Prime Minister can start first. What is your advice for the entrepreneurs here that they will be next year or after 5 years super successful in the global scale? What is your 30-second advice?
Keep your eyes open and look at the opportunities, growing markets around. And the size of the country is not the main nominator when looking at where the innovations can come from, and look carefully the competitiveness of the country. This is exactly what we want to take care of in Finland.
Arkady.
Well, keep not only eyes but also hearts open to all the people who are around and who want to be your partners. Come to Russia more and more. Most importantly, to Sochi.
Yes, Sochi.
February 2014, for I hope the final game between Team Russia and Team Finland, the ice hockey rink. So here we are partners, the ice hockey rink. We are not going to be partners, but we'll do everything to win. But innovation is about winning. So I hope that maybe not all, but at least most of you will win something in the coming year. So good luck.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I want to wish on behalf of the gentlemen here, Finland and the Russian Federation, a great day here. Rock and roll, and show must go on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.